So at the current levels, market is like range bound, right? Everybody is little confused what to do, whether it is a right opportunity to buy at the current levels, or whether it is a time to sell at the current levels, or whether it is just wait and watch. तो सबका एक confusion चल रहा है, and the only way to basically answer this question is analyze the charts, right? The charts can give us a good clarity about what our action should be. So we'll be analyzing Nifty and Bank Nifty, the major indices in the Indian market, जिससे हमको मार्केट का डायरेक्शन का आइडिया आएगा. We'll come to know the support and resistance levels, right? एंड अगर सपोर्ट ब्रेक होता है तो कितना नीचे जा सकता है, रेजिस्टेंस ब्रेक होता है तो मार्केट कितना ऊपर जा सकता है, so that we'll see. And then as we normally do, we'll also analyze SPX and Nasdaq. So as we know, Indian market always gets impacted by what is happening in the global market also, right? So we have to look at what is happening globally. तो ग्लोबल मार्केट का भी हमको एनालिसिस हमेशा करना पड़ता है, which we normally do, and today also we'll do that. And of course we'll also do analysis of dollar index, crude oil, gold, because again crude oil movement, gold movement, dollar index movement, these have got very severe impact or very important impact on the Indian market. And then of course we look at some past and upcoming events. Last week में कौन से important events हुए थे, and next week what are the important events which are expected, and then also we'll look at momentum stocks. When I say momentum stocks, stocks जो ऊपर जाने के जिनके chances है, जिनमें rally हो रही है, या stocks which are bearish and they are going down. So we'll see both type of stocks. Okay. In between आपके कुछ queries या questions है, you can put it in the chat box, or you can make a note of it and ask me at the end of the session. Okay. So let's move. So we already discussed this. So those of you who do not know, my name is Ritin Chaudhary, and I run this firm rZeuus Consulting for almost 9 years now. And we are having various services in stock market, in private equity, in cryptocurrency. And before starting this wealth management business 10 years back, I was into IT industry. I worked in the IT industry for almost 15 years. So that's a quick background about myself. So week gone by, right? What happened in the last week? It is always important that we uh, review what has happened in the last 1 or 2 weeks, so that we have clarity about what we can expect in the upcoming weeks, right? So it is always important. So a lot of things are happening, especially from the Indian market point of view. We know that US has already imposed 25% tariffs on India, and there is a possibility that another 25% tariffs will come into picture on 27th of August. So because of that, the market was under pressure. So maybe because of that, or for whatever reason, the Indian government has decided to reform the GST slabs. Okay, and 12% and 18% जो current GST slabs है, they are reducing those slabs to 5% and 18%. Okay, तो इससे गवर्नमेंट का टैक्स इनकम रिड्यूस होगा, बट ओवरऑल इकोनॉमी में इसका काफी पॉजिटिव बेनिफिट होने के चांसेस है, and this is something that is being looked at very positively in the market. And we saw the impact of that in the different type of stocks, especially auto stocks में हमने अच्छा मूवमेंट देखा, सीमेंट स्टॉक्स में अच्छा मूवमेंट देखा. So a lot of consumption related stocks, there has been good movement. Okay, so sectorally, as I said, auto sector did good. Auto sector did very good last week, and it will probably continue to do good. Banking sector is a little bit under pressure, but that is also picking up. Then another important thing that happened last week was these online gaming stocks, right? Government banned any online gaming which involves speculation or betting using real money. तो उसका impact हुआ in lot of stocks like Nazara and Delta and all. So these stocks severely, there was a fall in this, and there is a serious question mark on the business model of these particular stocks. तो ये मार्केट में होते रहता है. अभी जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स का वन थिंग आई वांट टू मेंशन हियर, जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स की वजह से बहुत सारे स्टॉक्स के ऊपर इम्पैक्ट पॉजिटिव है, बट उसका एक निगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ऐसा आ रहा है कि लोगों ने उनके जो बाइंग डिसीजंस है वो थोड़े पोस्टपोन कर दिए. पीपल आर वेटिंग फॉर द जीएसटी टू कम डाउन एंड एक्चुअल वॉल्यूम्स माइट गेट इम्पैक्टेड. तो ये अगस्त सितंबर का जो पीरियड है, द वॉल्यूम्स माइट गेट इम्पैक्टेड एंड दैट माइट हैव एन इम्पैक्ट ऑन द स्टॉक प्राइसेस आल्सो, ऑल्दो अभी स्टॉक प्राइसेस ऊपर गए हैं, but you have to keep that in mind. Okay. So this is what has happened in the Indian market. Another very interesting thing and very large event you can say was on Friday. The Fed chair Jerome Powell, he basically gave an indication that there is a possibility that they might reduce rate of interest in US. यूएस का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट सितंबर में कम होने के काफी ज्यादा चांसेस है. ओके, एज पर द कमेंट्री बाय फेड ऑन फ्राइडे. And because of that there was a huge rally in the US market on Friday, and most likely we will have the positive impact on Indian market also. There is a good possibility that today, sorry, on Monday, that is tomorrow, we might see a 100 to 200 point gap up in Nifty. तो ये अच्छा पॉजिटिव मूवमेंट है फॉर द मार्केट, फॉर ओवरऑल ग्लोबल मार्केट्स. इंडिया के लिए स्पेशली ये अच्छा है क्योंकि अगर यूएस का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कम होता है, फेड का रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट अगर कम होता है, so USD INR will come down. We'll see it on the charts. तो अगर यूएसडी आईएनआर डाउन होता है तो इट इज गुड फॉर इंडिया, बिकॉज एज वी नो इंडिया इज अ नेट इंपोर्टिंग कंपनी कंट्री, एंड एनी कंट्री विच इज अ नेट इंपोर्टर उनके लिए यूएस डॉलर की प्राइस बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करती है. तो यूएस इकोनॉमी के लिए फिलहाल तो शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए ये पॉजिटिव लग रहा है, रेट कट रिडक्शन, and because of that the US market is looking bullish, and we will see the impact on Indian market and other markets also. Another positive thing that happened last week, यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ में ये यूएस का टैरिफ का सेटलमेंट हो गया है, एंड दे आई गेस दे हैव सेटल्ड फॉर 15% विद यूरोपियन यूनियन एंड जापान. चाइना का भी उन्होंने जो टैरिफ्स का रेट बढ़ने वाला था वो अभी पॉज कर दिया है, एंड इट विल बेसिकली एक्सटेंडेड टू नवंबर. On Friday, again, it is not mentioned here, but Canada reduced the rate of interest on US imports. So again, another important पॉजिटिव फॉर द यूएस मार्केट. तो ओवरऑल यूएस मार्केट में, स्टॉक मार्केट में काफी सारा पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट्स हुए ऑन वन सिंगल नाइट ऑफ फ्राइडे. ओके, तो ये सब हमको ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा, एंड वील हैव टू बेसिकली फैक्टर दिस कि इसका इंडिया मार्केट में कैसे इम्पैक्ट होगा. और अगर आप बाय एनी चांस यू आर एक्टिव इन द यूएस मार्केट आल्सो, so this is something that you have to look at. I'll take a quick pause here. Any questions here, you can put it in the chat box or we can move on. There is a question about gold movement. इसका गोल्ड के ऊपर क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा? So we'll discuss about that. We'll see the gold chart. Okay. Now major upcoming events. We looked at the past events. Now what are the upcoming events which are there? So India's GDP data release is expected next week. Obviously अगर GDP data positive आता है, as per expectation आता है या above expectation आता है, तो it will be a big positive for India. अगर GDP नीचे आता है as per the estimates, if it is below estimates, then it will be bearish for the market. So we'll have to keep a track of that. Geopolitical developments, अभी ये यूक्रेन का जो पीस डील का चल रहा है, अगर वो होता है तो इट विल बी अ बिग पॉजिटिव फॉर इंडिया, बिकॉज इंडिया के ऊपर जो एडिशनल 25% टैरिफ लगा हुआ है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द रशिया एंड यूक्रेन इशू मेजरली, राइट. अगर रशिया यूक्रेन इशू सेटल होता है तो इट विल बी पॉजिटिव फॉर इंडिया. सो लेट्स सी हाउ दैट पैन्स आउट. एंड देन फ्रॉम द कॉर्पोरेट अर्निंग्स एंड लिस्टिंग्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, सम ऑफ द स्टॉक्स are getting listed, some of the new IPOs are coming, so you can just make a note of that. Overall, from the macro point of view, we have to look at the GDP release and this Russia-Ukraine developments. Now we move to the analysis of the various indices. So let us start with SPX. SPX is the major US index. Okay. S&P 500, basically it is the index of the major 500 stocks in United States. तो अगर ये हम देखते हैं, as I said, on Friday there was a major bullish movement in the US market. काफी strong मूव आया फ्राइडे को US मार्केट में. ये जो इसका डिसेंडिंग चैनल बना था, दिस इज अ डिसेंडिंग चैनल, राइट? ये डिसेंडिंग चैनल को ब्रेकआउट दिया एंड ऑन फ्राइडे वी हैड अ वेरी स्ट्रांग मोमेंटम एंड इट इज क्वाइट पॉसिबल दैट this momentum will continue on Monday also. So US market has turned bullish, which is good for the US economy, and it will definitely have a positive impact on the other markets also. Then if we look at the other factors, gold. Now gold has rallied on Friday. Okay, अभी गोल्ड का एक थोड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग मूवमेंट होता है. नॉर्मली स्टॉक मार्केट अगर नीचे जाता है तो गोल्ड नीचे जाता है. ओके, वी कैन लुक एट सम एग्जांपल्स. So you can look at 1st of August. So 1st of August, stock market went down and gold went up, right? You can see it again here. So there was a very strong bullish movement in gold, and stock market, US stock market was down and gold was up on 1st of August. Whereas now what has happened on Friday, gold has also gone up and SPX has also gone up. Okay. Now here is a question, if anybody can answer, कि ये ऐसा उल्टा कैसे हो गया? लास्ट टाइम जब स्टॉक मार्केट ऊपर गया था तो स्टॉक मार्केट नीचे गया था तो गोल्ड ऊपर गया था. अभी इस बार स्टॉक मार्केट भी ऊपर गया और गोल्ड भी ऊपर गया है. So anybody would like to hazard a guess how this has happened? You can speak or you can put it in the chat box. I hope you all are with me. Okay. So what has happened? The context always matters, right? So sometimes gold and stock will move in the same direction, sometimes they will move in the opposite direction. और ये क्यों हुआ है फ्राइडे को? The reason why Friday gold also went up and stock market also went up, okay, the reason lies here. So I told you that Fed chairman Jerome Powell has indicated that there will be a rate of interest reduction in the US. So rate of interest अगर reduce हो रहा है, and that is why I told you that we need to know what is happening, what events are happening. अगर rate of interest reduce हो रहा है तो it is positive for the stock market, it is negative for US dollar. Okay. Now you can see here the chart of US dollar, which is the dollar index DXY. So DXY went down, डॉलर इंडेक्स नीचे गया. तो अगर DXY नीचे जाता है, अगर आपका डॉलर इंडेक्स नीचे जा रहा है, तो यू विल ऑलवेज सी अ रिवर्स मूवमेंट इन गोल्ड. ओके, तो ये डॉलर इंडेक्स नीचे गया इसलिए गोल्ड ऊपर गया. क्योंकि क्या होगा, बिकॉज डॉलर इंडेक्स इज गोइंग डाउन, यूएस का बॉन्ड यील्ड भी नीचे जाएगा. यू कैन सी द चार्ट ऑफ बॉन्ड यील्ड हियर, दिस 10-year बॉन्ड यील्ड, यूएस बॉन्ड यील्ड. सो यूएस बॉन्ड यील्ड वेंट डाउन. तो इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है कि जो बड़े बड़े जो प्लेयर्स होते हैं, लॉट ऑफ बिग फंड हाउसेस एंड big operators, they are moving their funds from the dollar index or treasury bonds, from the bonds to the gold and to the stock market. So that is the reason your gold as well as stock market has gone up. Okay, a lot of times people ask me that sir आपका पूरा फोकस इंडिया मार्केट के ऊपर है, बट आप स्टडी पूरा यूएस मार्केट का करते हो. बिकॉज ये यूएस मार्केट के जो मूवमेंट्स है गोल्ड के एंड डॉलर के एंड एसपीएक्स के, इससे हमको बहुत ज़्यादा क्लैरिटी आती है कि इंडिया मार्केट में क्या होने वाला है. ओके, एंड यू कैन सी इट ऑन द चार्ट्स. सो नेट समरी इज US market is bullish, gold is bullish, dollar is going down. Again, I mentioned about USD INR. You can see it here. Friday को USD INR came down यानी INR का वैल्यू बढ़ा कंपेयर टू डॉलर एंड और ज़्यादा गिरेगा मंडे को, ओके, बिकॉज जो ये न्यूज़ आए थे दोज केम एट द नाइट, फ्राइडे नाइट, ओके, तो इसका इम्पैक्ट अभी यहाँ पे आया नहीं है. सो यू कैन चेक इट टुमारो मॉर्निंग इंडिया में जब मार्केट ओपन होगा, तो यू कैन सी दैट द USD हैज significantly come down, maybe around 0.5% तक नीचे जा सकता है, and that will have a positive impact on the Indian market, and that is the reason we can confidently say that there will be a gap up in Nifty. Okay, अभी निफ्टी में गैप अप होने के जो चांसेस है अभी जो हम बोल रहे हैं, the reason for that is because of all these various factors and overall bullishness in the market. अभी इसमें सिर्फ एक ही इशू है कि जो 27% टैरिफ इंडिया में अप्लाई होने वाला है फ्रॉम 27 August, whether that gets actually applied or not, so that will put the market bit little bit under pressure. So Monday, Tuesday तो पॉजिटिव रहेगा, but उसके बाद में we'll have to see. So we looked at SPX. SPX is bullish, कोई इशू नहीं है यहाँ पे. डेफिनेटली नेक्स्ट वीक मंडे ट्यूसडे तक ये रैली कंटिन्यू रहेगा एंड गोल्ड इज ऑल्सो बुलिश, सो ये भी ऊपर जाएगा. लेट अस लुक एट क्रूड ऑयल. क्रूड ऑयल इज लुकिंग बुलिश, ओके. तो क्रूड ऑयल का बुलिशनेस थोड़ा एक वरीसम फैक्टर होता है नॉर्मल इंडिया के लिए. अगर क्रूड ऑयल का प्राइस बढ़ जाए तो दैट इज लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ वरी फॉर इंडिया एंड अगर ये ज़्यादा बढ़ता है तो ये भी दिखा सकता है कि ये यूएस सॉरी रशिया और यूक्रेन का जो पीस डील है वो शायद ना हो इतने जल्दी. बिकॉज वो पीस डील हुआ तो आपका यूएस आपका ये क्रूड ऑयल का रेट काफ़ी गिर जाएगा. बट अगर क्रूड ऑयल का रेट नहीं गिर रहा है और अगर बढ़ रहा है तो दैट इंडिकेट जियो पॉलिटिकल इश्यूज, ओके. तो ये क्रूड ऑयल का रेट विल हैव टू मॉनिटर. बाकी सब तो इंडिया के लिए ठीक है, बट क्रूड ऑयल का रेट जो बढ़ रहा है दैट कैन बी अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर इंडिया. सो विल सी. There is a question about where do you see USD in long term, say 3 years? See, for that we'll have to check the long term chart for USD INR. तो फिलहाल तो USD INR बढ़ते हुए दिख रहा है, सो आई डोंट सी INR गोइंग डाउन. आई मीन USD INR गोइंग डाउन. ये मे बी 90-93 तक ऊपर जा सकता है इन द कमिंग ईयर्स, बिकॉज ये बुलिश पैटर्न बन रहा है यहाँ पे. और ये यहाँ पे अगर ब्रेकआउट होता है तो USD might go all the way up to 90-93 also. तो फिलहाल तो INR is bearish. Okay, so if you to answer your question, currently INR is bearish, and there is a high chance that we'll see it moving towards 90 or 93 over the period of 2 years, 3 years. But अगर ये 83.5 के नीचे आता है तो then you can say that it can go all the way up to 81. So right now we'll have to say that USD INR is bullish and INR itself is bearish. तो USD का रेट बढ़ेगा, INR का रेट कम होगा. एंड ये थोड़ा एक इकोनॉमी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी लॉजिकल होता है, बिकॉज क्या होता है कि एनी कंट्री इज बिकमिंग एन एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड कंट्री. अगर इंडिया को अगर एक्सपोर्ट अपना बढ़ाना है तो फॉर दैट वील हैव टू बेसिकली डीवैल्यू और करेंसी. डीवैल्यू यानी 87 पे जाता है, 90 पे जाता है, 93 पे जाता है, तो इट इज गुड फॉर द एक्सपोर्टर्स. जो इंडिया के लोग जो एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं उनके लिए अच्छा है. चाइना ने भी सेम किया था इन, इफ यू नो, इन 2000 और इन अर्ली 1990s. दैट इज व्हाट चाइना डिड एंड देन देयर एक्सपोर्ट्स सिग्निफिकेंटली इंक्रीज्ड. तो ओवरऑल तो मुझे लगता है कि ये बढ़ेगा, ये 1993 तक जाएगा. सो आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन. So what we are analyzing? Okay, we looked at the 10-year bond yield, we looked at the DXY dollar. Crude oil we said, I said we'll have to monitor crude oil, थोड़ा ये bullish दिख रहा है. Now let us come back to our Nifty and Bank Nifty. तो हमारे लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है निफ्टी बैंक निफ्टी, बट आई ऑलवेज कम टू दैट लास्ट, क्योंकि पहले बाकी फैक्टर्स देखने पड़ते हैं एंड देन वी कम टू निफ्टी एंड बैंक निफ्टी. So Nifty has been consolidating for last week or so. ये जो फॉल चालू हुआ था 27 जून के बाद में, यहाँ से हमने वी सॉ ब्रेकआउट, इट मूव्ड एंड देन लास्ट वीक ओवरऑल वाज पॉजिटिव, बट फ्राइडे अगेन वी सॉ अ शार्प डिप. ओके, लुक एट अ वीकली चार्ट. फ्राइडे को हमको डिप दिखा, मंडे को यहाँ पे गैप अप हुआ था लास्ट मंडे को. सो टुमारो आल्सो वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग अ गैप अप. सो बाय फ्राइडे लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस. सो 11 अगस्त वाला वीक पॉजिटिव था. 18 अगस्त वाला वीक वाज 1% अप. Okay, but green it was, and I am sure, or rather I hope that next week also will be mostly green, क्योंकि ये breakout वाला bullish pattern दिख रहा है. So overall Nifty is looking bullish. If we look at the support and resistance point of view, so this itself is a support, 24,850. Now if you are there in rZeuus alpha, a lot of you are already there in rZeuus alpha, and I told you on Friday that 24,850 is an important support. और अगर यहाँ पे निफ्टी आता है तो यहाँ पे लॉन्ग पोजीशन लेना चाहिए, ऑफ कोर्स विद अ हेज. तो जिन्होंने वो लॉन्ग पोजीशन लिया होगा फ्राइडे को, मंडे को आपको अच्छा प्रॉफिट होगा. So this is a short term support, but ये अगर ब्रेक होता है तो then the next support is your 24,600 and even 24,300 also can be tested. Okay, तो ये कब हो सकता है? अगर वो 50% टैरिफ इम्प्लीमेंट होता है, then we might see a problem. So we'll see that we'll get that clarity by Wednesday night. Wednesday 27th anyways is a holiday in India market. Okay, so from the upside point of view, you can see the next level of 25 150, and if 25 150 is taken out, if everything goes well and that tariff reduces in case, तो फिर ये आपको 25 250 और even the previous all time high of 25 700 ये भी आ सकता है. So these are the levels that we can expect in Nifty in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. Coming to Bank Nifty again like Nifty was at support last week, तो ये 54,900 का important support है. 55,000 आप पकड़ लो, and then if we see a rally, then it can go up to 56,000, which is like around 1,000 points. And in case the tariffs are reversed, because otherwise a lot of factors are positive for India, since tariffs का थोड़ा major issue चल रहा है. तो tariffs का issue अगर resolve होता है तो then we will see a very strong rally, and then we can see the previous all-time high for Bank Nifty also taken out. So overall, if you look at it, we can look at these levels for Nifty and Bank Nifty. So Nifty, as I said, shorter time frame 24,850 to 25,150 is the range that we should look for. 25,150 in all probability Monday को cross हो सकता है, and on the higher time frame 24,300 25,550 is the support. So around 1,200 points का range है. Then looking at Bank Nifty, the last week close was 55,150. इसका भी जो range है 54,880 to 56,000. That is the shorter time frame range, and higher time frame range 53,500 to 57,700. So around 3,500 points का इसका range है. So these are the levels we have to track. We'll look at the levels that we had discussed last time. The last हमने update session लिया था, तो I had given a range of 24,950 to 25,375. तो क्या हुआ that we'll see. Nifty में so the bottom we saw on Nifty here 24,337 was the bottom. Okay, and we had given a bottom of 24,950. 24,950 हमने एक्सपेक्ट किया था, but it went all the way up to 24,337. तो हमारा सपोर्ट ब्रेक हो गया लास्ट वीक में, not last week, last week. And in terms of the higher time frames, resistance जो हमने दिया था 25,375, so it went up to 25,669. So on the higher side we are fine, but on the lower side we saw a major fall. Okay, so that can happen. I mean, we have to always keep a level in mind, and then that level sometimes get crossed on the downside or on the bottom, on the lower side. So net, this is what we should look at in terms of the levels for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Okay. Now let us move further. Let us look at the stocks which are having a long build up. Now, as I said, there will study stocks which are having a long build up. जो stocks में rally expected है, and we will also look at stocks which are going to go down. So we'll check that out. So before we move further, I just want to quickly share the details about rZeuus investment offerings, right? These are the various investment offerings that rZeuus has. So if anybody of you is interested, you can get in touch with me or my team and we can discuss about that in detail. You just make a note of this. Algo trading is something that I have recently added and it is working well. So I suggest all of you to consider it and definitely take a benefit of that. You can start with a small amount of even 75,000 for algo trading and it's really working out well. Then of course other offerings are always there, the PMS, advisory, fund management and all. So let us look at the long built up stocks. As the last week was not exactly bullish, but still these 5 stocks have a very good long build up. Okay, when I say long build up, this is what the data is indicating. The buying pattern and the overall open interest, basically that shows the long build up or the short build up. So Idea, Indus now these are two related, of course, Paytm, Supreme Industries and Minda. These are the 5 stocks which are having a very good strong build up. ओके, तो अगर किसी को लॉन्ग पोजीशंस लेना है या अगर आप ये स्टॉक्स होल्ड कर रहे हो तो यू कैन कंटिन्यू टू होल्ड एंड look for some further profits in these stocks. If you look at from the short term and medium term point of view, then there are more stocks which are here. So this is a list of stocks from a shorter time frame point of view. This list is longer. You have Bharti, Chola, Cummins, Dixon, Godrej. So a lot of these stocks you can make a note of it. Okay, so all these stocks are the bullish stocks. Now let us look at the short built up. So 3 stocks are having a short build-up: Bharat Forge, ITC, and Jubilant Food. Okay. So if you are holding these stocks, maybe you should keep a strict stop loss and exit. From the shorter term point of view, again this list is quite long. My goodness, too many stocks which are actually in the short build-up. तो ये डेटा आपको फॉलो करना चाहिए. If you are holding any of these stocks, you can take an action accordingly. Of course, a lot of these will convert to positive next week क्योंकि Monday, Tuesday market will become bullish. तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि ये शॉर्ट टर्म में शॉर्ट कैंडिडेट है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल एबीबी. ऑन अ शॉर्टर टाइम फ्रेम इट इज शॉर्ट, बट ऑन अ लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम इट इज लॉन्ग बिल्ट अप. तो थोड़ा मिक्स सिग्नल्स है इन लॉट ऑफ दिस स्टॉक्स. Just analyze this data and you can take the decision. And if you want any more clarity on any of these stocks, you can reach out to me. We can discuss. So we discussed long build up stocks, short build up stocks. Let us look at data for FI and DI activity. So August 22 FI DI net was negative and selling हुआ market में. So Friday को I guess there are a lot of scare in the market and because of that we normally don't see net as red, because if you can see it on the chart also, only August 22 and then you had August 1st when you saw actually selling, and it is quite interesting. And as I said, Monday को market में gap up होगा तो ये सब लोगों को trap हो गए हैं. I mean, people who are short, and I'm sure a lot of people are short क्योंकि sentiment वैसा था, so they are going to be trapped and those people will lose money on Monday, unfortunately. Fortunately, in our group, I had given a buy at support message. Okay, so anybody has followed that, you will be in will make money on Monday. FII, I mean, this is a net data for FII and DII both. This is only for FII. तो FII का तो अभी तक सेलिंग कंटिन्यूसली चालू ही है. जब तक टैरिफ पिक्चर क्लियर नहीं होगा, FII will not buy in India heavily. There is a question about certain charts. We'll look at it. So FII are continuously selling. Okay. DII, oh my God. After a long time, DII became sellers on August 22. Okay. So this is quite interesting and surprising because DII का जो है उनका तो काफी belief है, especially the mutual fund investors वो irrespective of the market condition and without really analyzing anything buy करते रहते हैं. Okay. But anyways, I mean, we have to look at the charts, and from the charts point of view, as I said, you have to be stock specific and you have to look at the overall trend. तो अभी ट्रेंड बुलिश लग रहा है एंड टैरिफ्स का ही मेजर इशू है. अगर टैरिफ्स का इशू सॉल्व होता है तो थिंग्स आर वेरी बुलिश फॉर इंडिया एंड वी कैन इवन लुक एट निफ्टी मेकिंग अ न्यू ऑल टाइम हाई अगर टैरिफ्स इशू रिजॉल्व होता है. I will not be surprised if we see a level of around 26,700 in Nifty in this financial year. Okay, when I say financial, by March 2026, it is quite possible that we might look at 26,750. So let's see. There is a question about certain stocks, BEL, SBI, Tata Motors. Let us take a look at it. Bharat Electronics. BEL overall is negative. It is at support currently. So I think if you are holding BEL, you can keep a stop loss. You should keep a stop loss of last week's low and you should exit if it goes below 360 or so. And in case it turns bullish, okay. Now एक buy the dip वाला भी एक ट्रेंड होता है मार्केट में. So if it goes above 380, then I will suggest fresh buying can be done. So that will indicate a reversal of the trend. तो आपको यहाँ पे 360 का स्टॉप लॉस रखना चाहिए एंड इफ यू आर लुकिंग एट बाइंग फ्रेश 380 के ऊपर आप बाय कर सकते हो. Then there is a query about State Bank of India. State Bank of India overall is looking bearish on the longer time frame. I will suggest आप इसको exit कर दो if you are holding and in case it goes above this 845 तो आप buy कर सकते हो. Then उसमें एक fresh rally start होगा. But currently bearish है and you should probably exit and you may buy again around 780. Okay. और 780 भी अगर break होता है तो it can have a major fall. So 780 ब्रेक होने के वैसे तो कुछ चांसेस नहीं लगते बट अगर कुछ मेजर एनपीए का अगर इशू होता है कुछ मेजर बैंकिंग स्कैम आता है तो इट माइट गो बिलो 780 बट ओवरऑल net it is bearish on the charts currently. Then there is a question about Tata Motors. Tata Motors I guess the bearish trend is over. इसमें fresh buying हो सकती है. You can buy Tata Motors at the current levels and keep a stop loss of 600. तो ये आपको थोड़ा रैली देगा. इट कैन गो अप टू 750 और इवन 820 आल्सो. 750 to 820 जाने के चांसेस है टाटा मोटर्स में. ओके. So if you want me to discuss any other more stocks, you can put it in our group. We can discuss in detail. So as I always tell, if guidelines आपको follow करनी चाहिए. If you are doing the portfolio management yourself, always buy the stocks in 1:2 ratio. Keep your position size limited. Don't overexpose yourself to a single stock. Diversify across different stocks and different verticals. बुक प्रॉफिट जैसे कि अभी मैंने टाटा मोटर्स का आपको एग्जांपल दिया. अगर आप टाटा मोटर्स बाय कर रहे हो तो आपको ये 750 एंड 820 पे प्रॉफिट बुकिंग कर देना चाहिए। आप ये 1200 का वेट मत करते बैठो। अगर आप 1200 का वेट करोगे तो आपके हाथ में कुछ नहीं आएगा इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस। मे बी सम पोर्शन यू कैन कीप ऑन होल्डिंग फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म। सो buying in 1:2 ratio, position size limited, diversification, book profit at target 1 and target 2, and always follow stop loss at least for 50% of your position. तो ये गाइडलाइंस आपको फॉलो करनी चाहिए। अगर आप ये करोगे तो you will stay safe in the market and you will make money also in the market. So that's it from my side. Now, some of you are already there. If you are not already there, you can join the rZeuus Alpha group, wherein we keep on sharing the various market updates, and just by being part of this group, you can definitely look at making some good profit. Okay. So thank you all of you for joining. If you have any more questions, etc., you can put it in the chat box, or sorry, in our rZeuus Alpha group, and we can discuss about that. So thank you and goodbye.